something today, everything else waits. So I created what I call my equity policy, which means when I focus on you to deliver value to you, I gain equity from doing it. I will spend it. Because the day I will abandon you to focus on something else, that equity that I gained, I better speak for me so you don't speak. And I can focus on the next thing. When my youngest is in university now, or when he was still in prep school, when he was still in school, between prep and secondary and elementary, the first thing we do, as I open my diary for the year from October the year before, is all his school dates. My assistant will go to the site of their school and take all the half-term dates, all the exit dates, everything, and enter it in my calendar. All the companies can fight for their board meeting date from that diary. Why? I protected my first place of responsibility. And then, so that at the end of the day, I could not fail my children. The company can get another chairman or another director. My children can't get another mother. So I find a way to balance it. So the day I cannot show up for my child, the equity I gained for all the moments when I've been there, I'd better speak, and I make sure he speaks. I remember one day, my son, my youngest, thought he was being smart. It was one of those Christmas periods with all sorts of his cousins around. They were all lying down around in his room. I said, "Oh, Mommy, you know I'm obsessed with you. You've never been to my rugby match before." I kept quiet. I looked at him. I said, "I've never been to your rugby match. Do you know what you're saying?" He said, "Yes." So I said, "Okay. What about this one and this one?" I said, "You came to this one, but you were late." I said, "I was not late." From the moment I left my house, on a 2-hour drive to find the school where you were playing on that day, to get there after getting lost and everything, that is the time I'd assigned to you. Because that time is like if you invite me to a party in Ibadan, and I spend 7 hours on Lagos-Ibadan Express Road in traffic, and I finally get to Ibadan to your function, leave after 30 minutes, and you dare to tell me that I only came for 30 minutes, I will pray for you. Why? Who did I give the 7 hours? No, it's true. Let's be honest. So the time I used to get there is part of the time value that I gave you. And if you don't recognize it, I will make you recognize it. So that's what I did to my son, and I said, "Don't even try that." Then I now said, "Come. You said that I didn't come to rugby match. Did I ever miss a parents' meeting before?" He said, "No." "Did I miss an exec before?" He said, "No." "Did I ever miss your afternoon?" "No." "Did I ever miss your birthday?" He said, "No." He said, "Well, you owe me an apology right now." He said, "I said, yes. The money my peers used to buy houses is what I use to fly back and forth at high physical cost, so that you never ever miss that your mother isn't there. So for you to say, I didn't go for Rob, what?" Of course, as I said that, it's because it's true. Your mommy that is always, and it's true every 3 weeks. Your mommy that is always there, blah, blah, blah. She said, "Okay, Mommy, I'm sorry. I apologize." I said, "Hey, okay. Listen to me. Don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty. Don't let anybody guilt trip you, especially for those who are married and those who have children, or who are working at the stage, you're not married yet, but you're engaged with your career. You make the right decision, but you must also learn to own the value that you create. And never let anybody." I remember one other time, my second son, when I think I was in New York. I was about to fly into London just to transit and come to Lagos. And I called my son at school. And I said, "Oh, I'm passing through." He said, "Okay, great. So you can come and watch my rugby match. This rugby, why do we have boys? So rugby is a thing." So I said, Awosika, I'm just transiting. My son started crying. I said, rugby. So I went to BA desk. "Can I change my ticket to fly the next day?" Paid, I don't know, $1,000 something to make the adjustment. Got into London, had a bath, dressed, and went to this rugby. First and foremost, I don't understand the flight. But I raining, it was wet, and it was freezing cold. So there I was, totally numbed out, watching this game that I clearly do not understand. But my son was happy. Okay, that it counts for a lot. And then one parent, one woman, then came to me. Oh, hello. How are you? I said, oh, I'm fine. Totally frozen. You're Fusi's mom. So I'm like, oh, yes, I am. Oh, we don't see you here. So I said, no, just me.
Oh my God. I don't see you either.
So I said,
Devil not today.
when do you leave? So she said, oh, I only leave like, it's 90 minutes drive away or 15 minutes drive. I said, oh, I guess from London here is 6.5 hours from London to my country. With a smile, like I dare you to say the next. So she said, oh, I said yes. She quickly disappeared.
Vanish. Get the behind
Don't
you.
let anybody guilt trip you. You must be confident of what you are doing, how you do it, and the sacrifices you make. And you must own your own narrative. My youngest, when he was in nursery school, Corona, you're laughing at us. So, his nursery, that was nursery one, the teacher made a mistake. Because there has to be a mistake. So one day, now in my house, my son at that age was 3. In the morning, he would not allow his nanny to get him ready for school. I had to. It was his rule. Very well, I knew exactly what he wanted. So I would wake up in the morning at 6 a.m., get him ready for school, take him downstairs, pray with him, have breakfast. When he finishes having breakfast, see him off to the car, and I will stand waving at him until the car goes out of sight. My son's rule. So I do that every morning, as long as I'm in the country. In the afternoon, my son is not my business. Why? My factory is on the mainland. My office then was on the mainland. No, I had an office in the Lekki office was already there as well then, but I could be anywhere in town. I'm a business person. I had factories here and factories at Eleko beachside and all of that. So God knows where I will be in town. So the way my husband and I organize ourselves is morning is my business, afternoon is his business. After all, whose father is he? Whose son is the boy? His son and my son. So in the afternoon, it's my husband's business. Now that means sometimes it's just his driver, or it's him coming from a meeting or something that stops by to pick his son from school. And then this teacher thought she was smart because she went to my husband, as if you were there. I went to my husband and said, good afternoon, Mr. Awosika. You know, we never really see Kosi's mom here. My husband came home and said, I have to translate. International audience. That they're going to give you a bad name in the school. I said, hey, what did I do? So he told me what happened. I said, hey, okay, no problem. So what did I do? I went to the school. You have to fight your battle. Don't let anybody call you the name that is not your name.
Yes.
I went to the school, went to the headmistress and said to her, you need to teach your teachers how to mind their own business.
Thank you.
So I told her what happened. She said no. I said that's exactly what happened. What if my home was in trouble? And all she did was pour kerosene in the fire? Whose business is it? Should I now start running around trying to be present? Been there, done that. This was my 3rd child. There's 7 years and how many months between my number 2 and my number 3? So really? I've done this, going to school every day, choo-choo-choo, like those early mothers. I wasn't in that mode anymore. And that did not make my son disadvantaged. Listen, this balance thing that they can trip you over, don't let anybody redefine your parenting or your career because they make you feel like you're doing something wrong. It's a lie. Your children don't need you 24/7. That is the truth. In fact, by the time they get to about age 10, you're more of a nuisance. Because you're getting in their way. Your check is useful, your cash is useful, your credit card is useful. You are useful for some things. But they like some level of independence. They have their moments where they want to lean on you. But be there for those moments that count. Spend time to establish the values and the system. But live your life, because very soon they've gone on with their life. And I've seen too many women who gave up their life supposedly for children, who now have a life where they are not featured. And then when they do, they hold the children in bondage over the sacrifices that they made that the children didn't ask for. So be careful that we don't replay what some of our mothers did. They did it for the right reasons, but it didn't really necessarily serve them. Can you play both sides? Yes. Can you fully follow your vision and your ambition and still be successful as a mother and a wife? Yes, you can be. Don't let anybody ever tell you you can't. Is there work to be done to be able to do it? Yes. Are there systems you must set up to make sure it works? Yes. Are there seasons when some things will dominate over another? Yes. Do you need to have a great support system? A wise woman already knows that. Which means you must be humble enough to take the help that you need. And you must be humble enough to understand that when we're talking about humility, it's not humility up. It's humility up and humility down. That you understand that your house help is a critical asset. Yes. That your nannies are critical asset. That your drivers are critical asset. That making things work so you can work requires that you honor and respect other people, and you treat the people that support your life as critical assets like yourself. And that you use the resources you earn from the release you have, you let them play and work for what you want to achieve. So learn the discipline, especially for the younger ones. Learn it early enough. Start learning the patience. Start learning the discipline. Start learning the respect. Don't copy from, oh, house girls in your house are treated anyhow, you will suffer. Drivers can be spoken to anyhow. You want to drive in traffic in Lagos? You want to arrive at a meeting with no place to park? And you'll be late for that meeting. But if there's a driver, you would have gone. It's somebody else's problem. So if you think, oh, it's just a driver, good for you. God help you. The balance changes on different things. The equity principle I taught you is how, when I show up here and I do it well, I take value, I hold it. It's a currency, I respect it. Strategically diarize your moments. Husband time, children time, family time, friends time. Take your diary and schedule. Oh, take your diary and schedule, unlike people do here. What you don't schedule becomes more complex. What you schedule, I have 3 holidays in a year, they're scheduled. It's true. Before, summer was important. My kids are men now. They don't have time for me in the summer. My youngest one was following me until about 2 years ago now. Now, I'm not even sure. So I've learned, I make my plans. Right now, as I'm standing here, all my own tickets from July into September are booked, paid for. Nobody else is done. Deliberately. So anybody that then chooses, oh, okay, mom, can I join in New York? Can I do clinical? Okay, we'll start sorting you out. But I shall not be stranded on account of other people's agenda. Everybody faced their direction. So they then came a few years ago and said, okay, mommy, we don't have time in the summer. The older two are working and all of that. Okay, we want to do Christmas and New Year out and I yaris completely. My birthday is Christmas Eve. Christmas is in Nigeria. My birthday, I'd like to be home. I want to see my friends and family. Christmas, I want to go to Fountain. Okay, I can follow you people for New Year. Which was a pain at first because I want to go 31st night in my church. But I soon found out, okay, I can join virtually. All right. So compromise, find a way. So now we've shifted the all-together family holiday to New Year. So you are renegotiating the terms as the children are growing. So that we diarize now. Then I have my husband and I and two other couples. We've been traveling together for about 15 years. Every year we choose a city we haven't been to before and we go. It's a fancy holiday. We just, all of us, the girls go shopping, the boys go golfing or playing and all of that. We all meet in the evening, we dress up for dinner, just enjoy our life and just sort of entertain ourselves. My friends say, okay, Madam Chair, when are you free so we can schedule? People who are your real friends accommodate your life.
Yeah.
So they consider that I'm the most instructive person. So everybody, okay, give us the time for between, we know the period. Okay, tell us when you're free so we can block it. And then we all plan it and we all go. The husbands cannot say, oh, I'm busy. You will carry your laptop and follow us. When you get there, you can walk. We don't care, but you'll be there. And then you see that the ones that were busy are the ones that will sleep the most. And they were more tired than they admitted they were. But we have made it a culture. So that is husband time and friend time. Before we started this December, January with the children, when we've done the summer together, in January after the kids had gone to school, my husband and I alone would disappear for about 10 days. I don't ask my husband, I just plan it. Because I know he will follow me eventually. And then we'll go. So it's husband time alone. You talk, you gist, you eat, you sleep late, you go to breakfast, you walk around, you go shopping, blah, blah, blah. If I arrive today and I want to go to the moon tomorrow, what answer will I get? Yes. So you better learn how to gain equity. So that's what I'm saying. Be strategic and be deliberate.
Yes, ma'am.
Find the key stakeholders in your life that are important and use your time. Plan it. If you don't plan it, it won't happen. Be deliberate about it. Reorganize yourself so that you can make it work. That's part of how this thing they call balance. It changes every day. But it's okay as long as you're home. Alright? But yes, without having set the goal and the vision. Remember? Now, begin to tie the questions to the actions. Because what we're then doing in all of this series is taking the key points that will support your questions and your answers into reflective exercise.